does a carpenter become the advisor of the emperor? Well, very simply put, the Holy Spirit. Our saint of the day today is St. John of Egypt. Now this man was a carpenter. He, from the age of 25 to 65, I believe, he was a hermit, and he lived in the mountain, basically in a small cell that he created for himself. And 5 days out of the week, he lived alone in solitude, and he offered up prayers and his life to God. And 2 other days, he proceeded to become the spiritual director to a large number of men who are also discerning religious life, or who are taking part in religious life. Because of his holiness and because of his wisdom, he became the advisor of Emperor Theodosius. I think that's how you say that. So he became the advisor of the emperor, and he was known for, he had the gift of prophecy, he had the gift of healing, and he was known by many of the saints also, and admired by many of the saints around at his time. So what's so cool about this guy? This guy was a carpenter, and if you look at really, in those times, who was a carpenter, it's really someone who wasn't educated. Not everyone knew how to read and how to write and how, to analyze literature. We talk about Plato and we think, okay, well, maybe everyone out there was a philosopher. Well, that's not the case, really. This man was a simple man. He didn't have, the greatest education in the world, if he had any. But what he did have was the Holy Spirit. And that, the Holy Spirit, changed his life. It gave him such strength and such wisdom that the emperor chose him to become his advisor. And that says a lot about what God can do through us. So if God can take this man who, to the eyes of the world, he's nothing, or he's crazy, or he's whatever, well, and do great things and have him become a saint, he can do that with you too. He can do that with me too. And so, yeah, if you're looking at your life and you're like, oh, I'm no celebrity, I'm no superstar, I'm not someone who's extremely famous, or even, someone who, like Mother Teresa. But what I am and what you are is someone who is capable through the strength of God. It is in our weaknesses that he boasts, that in our weaknesses that he can use what we have to show his strength. And the thing is, what this man did, that wasn't his intention to become the advisor of the emperor. But what happened was that he fell in love with God, and he gave his entire life to God, that God said, you know what, I'm going to have you advise one of the greatest leaders of your world. So that's it for today. Don't forget to like, to share, subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.